so for 24, they give me this. They say this is a thing. The integral of a to b of f of x is a plus 2b. Okay. Well, what is the integral from a to b of f of x plus 5? Well, to do that, I'm going to think, well, when I have an integral of two things that are added, I can treat this as two separate integrals. I can say, well, this is the integral of f of x dx plus the integral from a to b of 5 dx. Well, I already know this is that, a plus 2b. They told me that earlier. So then I just got to figure out this part. Well, integral of 5. Well, let's see. What's the integral of 5? 5 is a constant. Integral of a constant is multiplied by x. So 5x from a to b. Oh, we'll go orange. Alright, so we have a plus 2b plus this over here. Well, we plug the top one in. So that would be 5b minus, we plug the bottom one in. That would be 5a. And then I just combine like terms. A minus 5a, negative 4a, 2b plus 5b, 7b. Let's see here. Which one does that match up to? They switched the terms around, and that's option C. Alright, this one's a little different. It says, well, we're telling you that this integral equals 0, and we're trying to figure out which values of k would make it equal 0. And if I look at my answer choices, there's really only 3 values that are possible. 3, negative 3, 0, and 3. And they give me some different combinations of those. But those are the 3 different values. Well, remember, we said that if I have an integral from any number, say a to a, of f of x, that means I'm signing the integral from some number to itself, then that is always going to be 0. Okay, so the integral from a to a, from any number to itself, is 0. Well, since this number is negative 3, if both of them were negative 3, then it would definitely equal 0. So if negative 3 is k, if k is negative 3, it would equal 0. Now the other possibility, though, because that doesn't mean that's the only possibility, is, well, what if I had some positive area and some negative area, and they cancel each other out, and I get 0. So for instance, we talked about in class, if we had this one right here, this was x cubed. If I did this from negative 3 to positive 3, then this area would be positive, this area would be negative, they'd cancel each other out, and I would get 0. But this is x cubed, and that's not what they gave me. They're asking me about x squared. Well, I know what x squared looks like. X squared looks like that. Well, my integral starts at negative 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm starting there. Well, if I do the integral from negative 3 to negative 3, I'm not moving, I get a 0. We talked about that already. If I find the integral from negative 3 to 0, I would find that area right there. So the integral from negative 3 to 0 would give me a positive number. I don't know what number it is, but it would be a positive number. Well then, what if I did the integral from negative 3 to positive 3? Well, I would get this area here and this area here. Well, Well, if I add, those are both positive areas. So if I did the integral from -3 to +3, I would get another positive number. In fact, I would get exactly double whatever number I got in this one. But either way, I get a positive number, not 0. So nope, nope to those two. So -3 is the only value I could plug in for k that would make that particular integral equal 0. So answer choice is A. And that is our last problem on this problem set. So y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday for our test.